Woohoo. All right, guys. So welcome to another edition of Jackals Corner. Only, well, on Jackals Corner.
That's how it be.
So, guys, want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors tonight, real quick. Want to give a shout out to 5 by 5 Brewery for hooking us up with all the alcohol that we need for the show to make this a nice, cool, chill, relaxed moment. I want to give a shout out to Concert Culture for providing sound. Um, Without them, well, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. I also want to give a shout out to Jay Moniz, who is the man behind the scene. He's the guy that does it all. He makes Jackal's Corner come to fucking life.
Amen. He's an awesome dude. I agree. Good friend of mine.
I also want to give a shout out to Snack Attack um, for providing the snacks that we get and for making the Jackals Corners official T-shirts that will be out soon. So we will be coming to you guys with information how you guys can get your hands on that. With that being said, remember tomorrow night. If let me see, if Danny, can you look in there? Hand me that bottle that I got from 5x5.
Yes, sir. I got you.
So tomorrow night or tomorrow evening, I should say, head on out to 5x5 Brewery. It's curbside only for pickup. For $15, you can get this custom made 5x5 beer. It is the Cowboy Priest, I believe. I believe what it is the Cowboy Priest. This beer stands at, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's right here, 9.17%. Go out there tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Head out there, curbside only, and tell them you want one of these. These things are going to go fast. If I know anything about 5x5, I know that anytime they come out with these bottles, they are gone by the end of the day. So if you want one, get your butts out there and be ready to get your bottle. $15, and give it up to these guys. And for all you guys, these were personally blessed by the priest himself. So going out there and get you guys some this 5x5 beers. With that being said, you want to introduce our guest, and I believe he wants to play some music for us. So I will introduce you guys to Danny Stark. Danny, take it away and let them know what song you're gonna play.
Well, this is a song that that you actually gave me the influence to continue with. I was kind of iffy about this song, but you told me about it. You told me to kind of go for it. You told me you love this song and it's one of your favorites that I've written, and and I think it fits perfectly well for this time because of everything that's going on in the world. Like I think right now the world is kind of succumbing to hate for some reason. And it's not just a political thing. It's more of a personal thing. People are losing their ability to love people. So I wrote this song, before this was before the pandemic, last year, but I wrote it because I was already kind of seeing the beginnings of that. You know what I mean? And and I just want to share this song with the people because I know that it it comes from the heart. You know what I mean? And my question is, where has all the love gone? You know?
Yeah.
And that's why I wrote the song, because I want people to take that into consideration and think about that. Do they love? So I don't want to introduce it too long, but yeah, I just wanted to give the synopsis of what's going on there. So without further ado, let me get started on this. it's time. Religion made it a crime. Now all the waters have run dry. Where has all the love gone? Where has all the love gone? Corrupted by our greed as we lost sense of all our creeds. Don't you know love is all that you need? And it's been cut down like all the trees and killed off like all of the bees. Oh, will we ever set love free? Yeah. Money stole all its time. Religion made it a crime. Now all the waters have run dry. Corrupted by our greed as we lost sense of all our creeds. Don't you know love is all that you need? And it's been cut down like all the trees and killed off like all of the bees. Oh, will we ever set love free? Yeah. Where has all the love gone? 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 And that's Where's All the Love Gone. Thank you, guys. And basically, yeah, man, I wrote the song because, at one time, we were all united, despite differences, we accepted them. And that's what I think what was beautiful about America, dude.
Yeah.
And, it just hurts me to see people dislike each other, when we have a lot more in common than what we realize. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I want to see America back to that. And now that's, I guess, what the song is for me now.
Yeah. But I love that song. It's actually, like you said, it is one of my favorite songs. Not just one of my favorite songs, yours, but one of my favorite songs, period, in the Valley.
I appreciate that, dude.
And it's for the simple fact that it was different. It's different than what people are singing down here. You see, and it's understandable. I've been to different places. I've lived in different states. I've seen places, and I've noticed one thing about the Valley is that which rightfully so, is very within the Hispanic culture and worried about that. And when somebody writes a song that says, you know what, it's not just about this right here, this small picture. It's grander than that. It's all of us all together. We all need this. And the thing is that hard times don't just fall on one race or one religion or one anything. It's all of us together as one, trying to get the fuck out of this crazy fucking world that we're put upon and said, hey, guess what? Go for it. Did I succeed or don't? Whatever, just fuck off. And then if you expect that of your government, then you have people that say, oh, you're just a whiny bitch, you're a snowflake, fuck you. Okay, exactly. I kind of pay taxes so that I can rely that when my grandmother is retiring, she's got that security. I put that money so that I know, hey, you know what? My sister who can't work a job right now has that to fall back on. these are things that I don't mind paying for. What do I mind paying for? I mind paying for golf trips. I mind paying for private trips to islands. I mind paying for that type of shit because you know what? If I can't have that and my boys can't have that and my homegirls can't have that, fuck you. I ain't paying for it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You got me fucked up on that. You know, and I think what a lot has become is that for so long, children have been being brought up to say, okay, well, son, daughter, you're a Republican. Son, daughter, you're a Democrat. No matter what, this is what you are. Instead of them saying, no matter what, I'm American first. See, there used to be a saying that was out, and I love that saying because it says, the difference between America and every other country is these colors don't run. Not meaning just in the fact of running away from a fight, but meant in the fact that it's so strong. Those colors are so strong, you could put them through anything, and that colors will not bleed. They will not run. That flag will always stand true to what it is. And that's what that means. Man, that saying right there is what the America that I grew up in was. Now we have everybody and their opinion and everybody and this is wrong and this is wrong, and that causes division because everybody wants it their way. We were watching it's actually a show I was watching, Adventure Time.
Yeah. Oh, I love
there was
Adventure
this
Time,
episode in Adventure Time where Finn and Jake are going on their adventure, and the Mountain's mad because she doesn't want to watch the Vikings party and rage and all that. So she doesn't want to see that. But the Vikings don't want to stop raging. And then, so they're like, well, they got them to chill for a bit, and then they went to a spot where they're like, hey, you know, we want to be Vikings, you know, we want to rage and drink and party. This is no fun anymore. And they're like, well, maybe we can turn the mountain. And they're like, the Vikings are like, yeah, that's cool. The mountain's like, yeah, that's cool. And then the mountain behind them is like, well, no, because I've grown accustomed to seeing the way the back of you look, the way the back, this side of you. Mm-hmm. So then they all start fighting again. And that's exactly what's going on now. It's everybody wants it their way all the way with no compromise.
Exactly, dude. There's actually I've been reading because I'm a university student. You know, I study that stuff. You know what I mean? There's this one of the most influential philosophers of you know, democracy in general. His name is John Rawls. In his text, Justice is Fairness, he explains that the perfect democracy is not one that is, you know, totally for something. It definitely mentions that injustice needs to be solved, and whenever there's injustice, you know, it has to be, you know, brought to the attention of people. Right, you know what I mean? And you know, an informed population is necessary to achieve that. Mm-hmm. You know, but the thing is that once it gets put to the podium and the problems, you know, are at the podium where everyone is discussing them and how to fix them, you know, the democracy that works best is one that, you know, is fair. That's why it's called Justice Fairness. It means that, you know, we have to find the middle ground, the common ground.
Yes.
And there's some serious injustices, you know what I mean? But we have to remember that we live in a country with other people who think different than we do, who are raised different.
Yes.
And just totally different mindset, you know? You might think that you know, your way to live is the proper way, you know what I mean? And this is one of the other things they mentioned, that every family, every group of people, they all have different morals. We all have different morals that we're brought up with, you know? Democracy seeks to solve the problem. It's the one thing, and that's why I say we have to hold on to democracy.
Yeah.
Because there, on the other side of democracy, there's either communism to the left, fascism to the right, and at that point, people are dictating you how to live. Yes. That is the point of democracy, that we're not being dictated. We have our freedom of speech. We have our freedom of thought. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so we have to find this common ground. We have to find the place where we can all come to terms. Like for example, this issue with defunding the police.
Yes.
There's people that definitely want to defund it. And they have their reasons, and of course, there's people that want to keep them, and they have their reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is two very extreme opposite views.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the thing about democracy, it's compromise at the same time that it is, you know, to combat injustice.
Yes.
At the same time, we have to compromise with the thoughts of other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, there's other issues like separation of church and state. I don't want to get too involved with that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the things
Let's
that
not
are
do
like
that.
holding this country back right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is how we solve these problems. Because if we just keep going extreme and we don't want to listen to other people, you know what I mean? We're gonna be stuck here. We're gonna be fucking stuck here because, no one wants to compromise. No one wants to open up. They want to stay shut into their extreme ideas,
Yes.
and and it's just gonna keep us stuck here. And
Exactly.
another thing, I think that we should ban politicians from having social media, man, because
yes.
I think that is a fucking problem too. Like, you got all these politicians posting on their fucking Twitters, and not just the president, everybody, literally everybody,
Everybody,
every
and their grandma,
fucking
dude,
buddy, yeah.
literally.
And then they're there arguing, and then it gets people all riled up because they look up to these people. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and the thing about social media is this: social media it makes people think like, oh, I'm friends with this person, So there's a lot of people who will say, oh, I protect this person and they'll protect them like they're their bro or they're their homie, and I'm like, bro, do you understand if? And I'm gonna say straight out, it doesn't matter if they're a Democrat or a fucking Republican. If they saw you on the street, they'd probably just be like, bye bye, peasants.
Mm-hmm.
They would care shit about you. The only reason they care about you is for a vote. After that vote is casted, you are nothing to them.
Yep. Woo! That is a very good point, my friend.
And that's why I strongly believe people need to stop thinking Democratic and stop thinking Republican and start thinking human. Straight out. It's getting monotonous. Like, it's ridiculous. People that have been friends for years are now no longer friends all of a sudden. Like, what the fuck is that? And it's
where has all the love gone, dude?
Exactly. It's both parties causing that hate. It's not one party. It's both are in there saying, well, it's the Republicans and they're destroying us. No, it's the Democrats and they're destroying us. You know what? No, both of you guys are destroying us. Why the fuck is there still not another stimulus package set up yet? Why is there that not yet? But yet you can go fly out to a fucking island and chill the fuck out there and vacate, but yet there's people losing their fucking homes in this country. This is something that I'm very passionate about because I have friends, I have people that own businesses that are about to lose their fucking livelihood just because these fucktards want to sit around and jerk each other fucking off and don't want to get our fucking shit done. Like, come on now. We could bail out billion-dollar companies, but we can't bail out local fucking establishments that are making the communities that they are. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. When are you really gonna fucking fight for the people? Fuck that shit. And it's all race, not just one race. All race is being fucked in this.
Exactly, dude. And that's the thing that we have to see, that, we're just being played. We're just being played so hard by this, fiasco. And the thing is, there's always going to be, everyone is going to think different than you, especially in a democracy, because democracy lets
That's
people.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, you need you love your compatriot. You love the people, your neighbors. You love your neighbors. You love your community. You love your country. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you come together for your country and you work it out.
Yep.
And that's why, like I said, that's why I wanted to bring that song back up with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a beautiful song, and I like that a lot. And a lot of people need to understand that message. A lot of people need to start remembering that. A lot of people keep talking about, we need to make America the way it was before. But the America that it was before was a loving America. It was an America that gave a fuck about Americans. We were a country that said, hey, you know what? This country is getting fucked over. Let's go help them.
It wasn't
Mhm.
a thing about race. It wasn't a thing about religion or political view. It was
Exactly.
the fact that it was a human that was in need. And that is what made America great. It wasn't the financial booms that we had. It wasn't our fucking mighty wars and all our fucking military. It's not that. It's the people that make America beautiful. It's the people that the artist that is sitting there on the side of the street painting to make a living. It's the freaking shop owner that's opening up to sell fucking breads. It's the restaurant owners and the people that work at stores and shit like that that make America
Retail,
what it is.
you know,
Yeah, all
customer
these
service.
people are the ones that make America so fucking great. And the sad thing is that one of the biggest people that help America as great as it is the people that are immigrants. They are. They are the base of America. Whether anybody wants to agree or not, take them away
Like
and see what happens.
look at Elon Musk. You know, a lot of people highly respect him.
Yeah.
He's an immigrant. He's from South
Yeah.
Africa.
Exactly.
You know, there's a lot of great, immigrants, and of course, we all know our country was founded on immigrants.
Yeah.
And you got Statue of Liberty that says, "Give me you're tired, you're hungry, and you're poor." You know what I mean? That's what makes America great. And
It is.
we help people here and we help people abroad.
Exactly.
Just love, dude. It's
And
love.
that's the thing about it. And and that's why unless a person really comes at me freaking sideways stupid,
Mhm.
then they won't get the freaking unleashing, I'll be cool with them. I don't care. Your belief's your fucking belief. But come at me at left field, bro. Come at me like that and with some fucking attitude, and you're about to get taken down a few pegs. I don't play that shit, and I don't play that shit of people bullying my friends either. On there, fuck that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and just because their opinion does not agree with your opinion, does not give you any right to tear them apart. But when you start going personal and attacking somebody, best believe I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna fucking set you ablaze because I don't play that shit.
Exactly. I kind of do the same on social media.
Yeah.
And that's shit, man. Or in person too.
Yeah,
I've had to explain to people, that hey, man, like don't be such a extremist. Don't be so extreme. Don't be so heartless to other people.
Exactly.
We're other people. We are other people. I know right now things can make you angry, and then we're all locked in too. Like there's no outlet for our anger anymore. So now we're just taking it out on each other. It's like, whoa, man, like we're kind of like in a basically one big abusive relationship. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But you have to.
And we're abusing each other.
You have to think of it like this. You see, a lot of people I've talked to, they're like, I'm just going crazy. I have nothing to do. Stuck on my house. I'm like, okay, but think about this. You're a human. You have things you could do. We have the biggest minds. Like, create something, do something. This is the perfect time for anybody who's in a band or an artist or a poet to be sharpening their skills. Like, people are going to be thirsting so much for live music. Imagine if every musician just was practicing, writing new shit, and then when the scene fucking opened back up again, and all these people have this new fucking music, boom, just saturating
it'll be a
it.
huge boom in music, dude.
And that's what I say. You see, it's all with what you're given. You see, we've become too accustomed to having everything at the snap of a finger that we don't remember what it was like to play outside. We don't remember, even as a kid. I encourage every adult that is watching this tonight, go and play outside. Be a kid again. This is the perfect time. Go outside and be a kid again. Forget about all this crap and be a kid again.
Yeah, like
play.
Exercise, exercise, play,
Even that, I mean, shoot, you got your kids there. Buy some Nerf guns and go have a Nerf gun war or a water gun war or anything like that, man. Just get outside and enjoy life. It's not going to change anything by you sitting there and being sour about it. So you might as well enjoy life. Go out there. There are things that you can still do. You know, it's not complete shutdown anymore. So there is things you can do.
Mhm.
Just be safe about it. You know, go play with your kids in the front lawn. You know, freaking kick back in the grass and read a book. You know.
Ooh, man. I've actually tried that recently, man. That's one thing that I picked up during quarantine. That I used to be a I used to love reading when I was a kid, and then as I just got older, I guess I got out of school, and just being forced to read other things. Like I kind of just always wanted a break from it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now that's something that I've rediscovered as a passion, and I encourage others. If you have nothing to do, pick up a book, and then one thing I like to do is just shut off my mind, just shut it off from the world, pretend like this world doesn't exist, and then just focus really really hard on what I'm reading. In this on I like to read novels, especially like science
Mm-hmm.
fiction, fantasy novels,
Yeah.
mystery novels, things that are like fiction. I do love fiction, so I do recommend like to get away from like the real world for a bit,
Yeah, for
picking up
sure.
a fiction book, and fuck it, like some people like I was speaking to one of my friends recently,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not too good of a reader. He never really was growing up, and I said, "Fuck it, dude. Read some simple books, dude. Get like a little like fucking simple book. Even if it's a kid's
Yeah.
book, pick it up and train yourself, man. Like,
Yeah.
cause he hasn't read for years and years, and he's like, dude, I'm losing my
Right.
touch. I'm like, dude, like pick it up, man. Trust me. And then when you get into that world, you know, it's a beautiful place.
Oh, let me tell you. See, back when I was going to school, when I was in high school and all that, I was in this thing called Speed Readers of America.
Uh huh.
Like reading, like I love that. It is a lot. Anybody can put a movie on and let it take them to a different place.
Mm.
But it takes a different breed to open that book and read it, and it takes you to that world, and you're in that world, and it's just amazing. And I love to read, and that's one of the things I love about my wife is that she's a reader. She loves to read books. Like she'll tell me, "Hey, can you buy me these magazines?" And I'll be like, "Not that crap, you know. That's one's that fucking like Sun magazine, those circular fucking."
Just brain trash, pretty
Yeah,
much.
and but then when she comes to me with like a book, she's like, "That's what? Hey, we can get this or what?" And I was like, "Dude, get as many books as you want." Yes, but not that dumb tabloid bullshit. Fuck that. You can go on Facebook and look at that for free. You know, fuck that. But things that expand the mind are things that I love so much. I love that, and right now is a perfect time to do that. Find your. The thing is this: when we became adults, we forgot what it meant to be a child.
Mm.
See, when we were kids, it didn't matter if the person was whatever, you know, you were friends. It didn't matter. There was no political view. There was no religion views. There was no status quo. It was none of that. It was all, you know what? Holy crap, you have the same lunchbox as I do. Best friends for fucking ever. You know, it was simpler because we thought like a child.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we had fun. We did our thing. Just because you're an adult does not mean you can't chill out and have a good time. You know,
And be stuck up all your life.
you know,
I just don't understand that. Like, what happens? Where does it cut off? Where all of a sudden you have to be, I can't even think of the word.
Well-
I guess callous to the world around you.
well, you see, you're talking to a guy who really does not understand that concept because I'm gonna be 40 and I still think like that. I'm a unicorn loving, trolls loving,
Mm-hmm.
happy fucking person because I chose a long time ago that I refused to allow the world to make me what it wanted me to be. See, the world, they say it's a hard place. But this is the thing. It's a hard place if you allow it to do that to you. See, you can know that, okay, fuck it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You can't fucking change the past. You can't do that. There's no way. You can't change the past. The past happened. And you can learn from it or you can allow it to affect your life for the rest of your life. I chose not to. I have every reason to be a very sour, bitter ass person, sick as shit and being only 40. But do I care? No, I don't. Because you know why? I got another day to spread positivity into this world. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. And why? Because I still act like a child. I think like a child. I'm out there like I don't give a crap. I'll wear my unicorn suit out and rock that shit. I don't care because if you're too fucking bitter and too much of a fucking, pardon my French, if there's any ladies listening, but if you a cunt, sorry. I'm sorry, Karens of the fucking world. I am who I am, and I'm happy being that. And everybody should just be happy in their own fucking skin. That's it. It doesn't fucking matter. A person's outer does not judge who they are on the in. Mm-hmm. That's why they say you cannot judge a book by its cover, because you might miss a good read.
Hell yeah, bro.
You know, but man, what have you been doing musically? I know you've been injured, which, by the way, any of you guys watching this stuff, if you guys don't follow this guy for any other reason, follow this guy for the simple fact that this man has had an injury, and even though he has that, he still wanted to come and perform for us tonight. So fucking love this guy, man. I fucking love the fact that you have that passion for music. That's real shit, man. There's people that you know, like Justin fucking Bieber, who gets a cough and is like, I can't perform. Yeah. Oh, bro. Well, you know, what the fuck, bro? You know, and then here you are with a legit injury that really could affect your life forever, and you're still like, oh, I want to play, man. Like, you still love music that much. Yeah. But what have you been doing lately with your music?
Well, with my music, man, well, I just wanted to mention, you know, about the injury. It's tendonitis, you know, and any guitar players listening, do your warm-ups, stretch, because, you know, you'll get tendonitis, you know, and that's what it is, man. And I have to be very careful with how I play. I give myself therapy and all of that, you know, so, you know, I feel like eventually I will beat it, you know what I mean? But it's just something that as a guitar player, you really need to take care of, because your hands, you know, are very important. I do want to say that out there. But as far as my music is concerned, lately I've been studying a lot of, like, I guess a little bit of theory. Not a lot, because I'm also a student at a university, so, you know, I have to balance between music and school all the time. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of that study, and I'm actually, you know, working, you know, speaking to my homeboy, which I want to give a shout out to my homie Mikey right now, Mikey Soriano.
Nice.
Yeah, he's an awesome guitar player. Yeah, we've been kind of working together, you know, seeing what, you know, what we can come up with his style of playing, you know, and mostly what I've been working on is my vocals too. Yeah. You know, like, since I'm not playing as much guitar, just to keep, you know, let my hands heal, you know what I mean? I have to do that, you know, now that I'm in this situation. But yeah, I've been working on my vocals, a lot of lyric writing, because I guess that's what I have more free time to do. And now I was the type that would write a riff first, and then I would write the lyrics around the riff. But now I find myself kind of, it's almost like I'm writing poetry, you know, like I'm kind of just writing words and things that I want to say. And especially because, you know, lately with what's been going on and stuff, it's real hard for me to focus on the style of music that I do on guitar. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's because I feel like my music is very, or my guitar playing is very, like, somber and peaceful. You know what I mean? But lately I've been, I wouldn't say I've had anger, but just frustration. You know, I've had a lot of frustration. I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there have a lot of frustration too, and
for legit reasons, for sure.
And, like, I'm also a huge metalhead, huge metalhead. In fact, that's probably the music. Despite what I play, I actually listen to more metal than anything. You know.
Again, it's a thing of don't judge the book by its cover.
Yeah. So, but I've had these, like, you know, this aggression and frustration that I'm just want to, you know, let out of my soul, and, you know, and I feel like my style at least is not, or at least what comes out, because music, I can't force music. I'm, you know, as much as, you know, I want to play any style of music, but what I write is what, or at least what I write on guitar is what comes out of me personally. You know, it's just natural. It's like another limb, you know, that I'm using. So, you know, I'm not too creative when it comes to metal as far as, you know, guitars and stuff are concerned. But, you know, that's why I reached out to, you know, a friend of mine, and so, you know, we're seeing where it goes, and 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 that's kind of the style where I'm at. And not only am I working on my singing, but I'm working on like growling and and screaming and stuff like that too.
Right,
and,
right.
And just to mix it up as well as cleans, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I just been listening to a lot of metal too, gaining some inspiration.
Who are some people that are inspiring you right now?
Oh man, there's for sure Death.
Oh,
That's
hell yeah, dude.
one of my favorite bands of all time. Chuck Schuldiner is a
Yeah.
genius and an idol to me, man. Like I
Which,
I wouldn't say I worship the guy, but man, he's freaking
rest
awesome.
in peace, my man.
Rest in peace, Chuck Schuldiner, man.
Yes, brother.
Oh, there you go, right there. Let's take a sip for Chuck Schuldiner right there. Yeah. And the reason why I love him so much, it's not just the music, the aggressive music, but it's his lyrics too. Like in the song 1000 Eyes, you know what I mean? He sings uh living in the world of 1000 Eyes, right? And it's a song about like I guess like the growing like big brother mass surveillance type stuff going on.
Yeah.
And he says privacy and intimacy as we know it will be a memory among many to be passed down to those who never knew, living in the world of 1000 Eyes. And the way he just, and this was back in the 90s when it wasn't that big yet. And social media has even blown that even out of proportion. Now everyone has a freaking camera moving around or in their pockets, everyone's recording everything, cameras just everywhere, just recording everything. And it was an eye opener, like listening to those lyrics now and being like, wow, like truly. And not just camera, but everything you do is just, locked down. And it's just we are living in this world where privacy is that's just one example.
Yeah.
But that's one of the really great lyrics that he writes, and that's what's been inspiring me a lot.
It's like
mainly Chuck Schuldiner, I would say.
There's this guy. Well, one of my vocal heroes is Jeff Tate of Queensrÿche. They write especially if you listen to their stuff from back in the '80s. Man, epic shit. If you listen to it, it's happening now. It's crazy. Like there's one song he has. He's talking about like the digital world, and he says the lyric says the criminal mind seen at the scene of the crime, handcuffed and blind, and then he says I didn't do it, and that is exactly what is happening now with people of minorities with what's going on. It's happening now. These guys are just seen, and like the guy that was arrested in San Antonio just recently, mistaken identity, arrested, taken to jail, and then they were still like, oh well, we're gonna let these other charges go. Shut the fuck up, bro. He would never have fought you if you didn't arrest him for fucking mistaken identity. He told you who he was. He identified himself. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what's going on now. You know that there's people freaking out that there's supposed to be people that are working within the government that are snatching people up off the fucking streets and shit. Like, anybody's freaked out now with that. Anybody is. Anybody. It's a real thing that is happening. So it's more of a saving face, if you will. Saying, oh, well, we dropped these charges. Well, it should never have fucking happened. That's the basis. Your job as a police, and now you're fucking it up for cops that are good. Because understand that I do back the blue. I do back cops. I back them 100%. They're not all bad. It's the same shit that happened back with skateboarders. Skateboarders were skating, and everybody thought that skaters were just these criminal, hoodlum, bad people. You see, and it's wrong to judge them that way. They're not all bad. I know very good cops, which, by the way, shout out and rest in peace to Speedy out in Mission. Cool ass guy, man. He was a cool guy. Let me tell you something, man. There was many nights that I walked my happy ass from Mission, Texas to McAllen, Texas to check out a show and couldn't get a ride with anybody home. So there goes my crazy ass walking back home. And you know who would give me a ride every time he saw me? Speedy.
Amen,
every single time.
How I did a study on the differences between UK police and American police, and American, the death to like it was just a simple pass-through type of assignment that I was doing, because it was a very speedy assignment. So I can't bring up the right numbers right now, exact numbers, but the proportion of deaths to the population was so much lower than here in America. I mean, and police over there, and there was one video that really shocked me almost, seeing how there was a man with a knife threatening the police, and they just had this big old blanket, this big blanket that could stop any sort of knife from penetrating them. They just cornered him with the blanket, and he could have stabbed them all he wanted, but they wouldn't have got him, and they just wrapped him around, tied him up. All right, going in the slammer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just the way they handle things, across. It's awesome. And I could imagine the police here. Of course, the I would assume the majority of the police, which are good people, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they also want to figure out ways to be safer with the people. And I think the problem here is, like I said, it goes back to politicians using social media, saying all this crap, talking all this shit online, and everyone's just getting mad. But at the end of the day, why don't we just sit at a table and just discuss this stuff? Everybody and anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody and anybody that needs to be in this discussion, bring them to the table and let's discuss this. I know there's a pandemic. Okay, let's do some Zoom let's do some Zoom meetings or some shit, and let's talk like that. Not get all these hyper politicized extremists over here saying all this bullshit. Let's shut those guys up for a second. Let's get the real people that are in this, that are on the front lines. Let's get those people in a some kind of conversation, whether it's at a table in person, over Zoom, whatever. If I know the pandemic's happening. It's hard to get people together.
Yeah.
But let's Zoom that shit. Fuck it. But the people that are on the ground, on the front lines, those are the ones that need to be heard, not the ones that are just talking out of their fucking ass, in their fucking safe ass space.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna put some music on, and okay. I'm gonna put some music on real quick.
For sure, bro.
Can we do something real quick? We're gonna use Spotify copyright reasons and all that bullshit. Being that stuff we're talking about, this song is a song that speaks about this. It's a song by Syl. The song's called Crazy. They should have it on Spotify or YouTube. The artist is Syl. The song is called Crazy. And in the song, the lyrics speak perfectly on what you're saying right there. It says, "We're never gonna survive unless we live to be a little crazy."
Awesome, dude.
Bro, the lyrics of this is too amazing. Like, wow.
I want to hear this song, man.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, I mean, it all goes back to everybody needs to have understanding. Everybody was raised in a different race, or a different way, a different financial bracket, and we have
just
to understand
all kinds of different lives.
Yeah,
just
and
everybody is
we
so
gotta
different.
understand that there's
just like Mr. Rogers. I used to love watching Mr. Rogers, and
like
he
a
always said,
dude.
He always said, "I like you for just you being you,"
Yeah, dude.
And amazing, man. But
yeah, man, it's just a thing of being legit about who you are. Don't worry about all that other shit, man. Just be you, man. You be you. As long as it's not causing harm to somebody else or hate, fucking rock that shit. And also, as long as it's not dealing with fucking with little kids, man. Because they are the most innocent in all of this fucking shit smoothie that we're in.
Hell yeah, dude.
So,
Definitely.
straight up, man. We ready? All right, man. Without further ado, guys, check this song out, man. It's by Syl. You guys all know him. Kiss of a Rose and all that good shit. This song is called Crazy. I believe this is what the world's going through right now. So, guys, just really listen to it, man. And we'll be right back. This is Jackals Corner.
We'll be right back.
years after 70 years, that's what he goes there for, is to unlock the door. While those around him criticize and sleep. Through a fractal on a breaking wall, I see you, my friend, and touch your face again. Miracles will happen as we drift. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we are a little crazy. Yellow people walking through my head. One of them's got a gun to shoot the other one. And yet together they were friends at school. Miracles will happen as we speak. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we are a little. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. In a heaven of people, there's no someone to fly. Isn't that crazy? Oh, babe. In a world full of people, there's no someone to fly. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Oh, but we're never gonna survive. Survive unless we are a little. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we are a little.
Up next, we're going to this is also for toxic our hardened and toxic. Go check that out. We have it actually on our podcast.
Despite the miles between us, I followed you to the sun. I covered my eyes even though I felt the fire burn. I held as long as I could just to watch you go. I never thought I would see the day. Now you're gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. I could see myself in your eyes, the broken part of me. kept this pain inside because it reminded me of better days long gone, lost but not forgotten, locked away inside my head, never to see the light of day. Gone, 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 gone. I could see myself in your eyes, the broken part of me, someone who understood, someone just like me. I could see through your lies, imperfect part of you, someone who understood, someone just like me. I can't feel you anymore. I don't want to let you go, but I have to, so I can move on. For the last time, I will say goodbye. I could see myself in your eyes, the broken part of me, someone who understood, someone just like me. I could see through your lies, imperfect part of you, someone who understood, someone just like me. You're gone, 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 gone. You're gone, 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 gone.
Okay, guys, so we gave you a double shot of music, man. One was not a local band, yes, it was, but it was Seal with Crazy. You guys got to check it out, man. Seal was quite a badass artist. Not so much of what you know him today, man. Guy had dreadlocks and everything. But the second one was a local band. It was Viber Haven with Gone.
Awesome guys.
Off of their Hardened by Toxin album, and that is their newest one, but I believe the boys got more stuff in store for us. You're just gonna have to tune in October and see what the hell that really is. So that's all I'm gonna give you on that, but I do have 40 Caliber Kiss coming up next time on here. That will be next Thursday at 8 o'clock sharp with 40 Caliber Kiss. But right now in the studio, I got the one and only Danny Stark. Danny
How's it
Stark,
going, man?
welcome back again, man.
Yeah, man. Before we continue further, I just wanted to give a shout out to my homies. I got Mikey, Con, Trina, Ed, Monty, and by the way, my friend Monty, it's his mom's birthday today, so happy birthday. She was one of the ladies that helped raise me growing up, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, Will and Beth have Jackals Corner. Happy birthday, Monty's mom.
Hell yeah. And Isaac Romero, by the way, one of my favorite musicians in the Valley, Isaac Romero. If you haven't heard of him, check him out. Look him up on Facebook, Spotify. Do what you have to do to figure out who this guy is. But he's one of the most amazing musicians that I've met here in the Valley, and just a solo acoustic artist, but writes awesome music and very talented guy. And lastly, my cousin Rudy. He's probably got himself a nice blunt tastic, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Listening in. But hey, man, I love you, cuz.
Definitely, man. Yeah, so I'll give some shout outs to obviously the guys I'm pouring right now, to the one and only 5x5 Brewery.
5x5, this is the first time, I've tried it, and I will say it might be my new favorite beer, man, because it's heavy, it's strong, but it doesn't have that nasty bitter taste that you get from like other beers. Well, specifically this one, because I haven't tried the 40 millimeter yet. This is the Blonde Bombshell, right?
No, this is Brunette.
Brunette. This one is really, really good though, man. It tastes so good. Like, it's got that power, that powerful beer type feel. But like I said, it doesn't got the bitterness. It's not the sourness. It's just a smooth taste. Smooth, beautiful taste.
Indeed. It is such a good beer. It actually is my favorite beer, and this is coming from a person who really didn't care about beer in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I started drinking Shiner with my first actual, what would be considered a somewhat good beer. And then I moved on to IPAs and craft beers and all that. And thankfully, my boy Vinny D, shout out to Vinny D. We love you, brother.
Vinny D. Love and miss you, man.
Yes, Vinny, I got you your bottle of 5x5. Just waiting for you, brother. I know you love that 5x5, so yeah, got you that, my man.
This is actually a perfect time to bust out the second song I was gonna do tonight, because and I think about Vinny D sometimes with the song that I want to play right now, because of course he grew up in the same town, Limbo Town, Edinburgh 956, he grew up in the same town, and I wrote this song about this city, Edinburgh, so that's why I love to share this song. When I went to Laredo, I played out there. You know what I mean? Like, very, very awesome city, by the way. One of my favorite cities that I've ever visited in Texas. And it's almost the same as us, but it's a little different. It's kind of weird, man. Laredo's got their own thing going on, and that's what's cool about it, though. That's what I love about it. It's like its own little, like, it's like the RGV the way it is, but in its own different way. It's so weird. I can't explain it, man.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've lived everywhere there is to live, and the Valley's something different, but Edinburgh is something even different than that. It's weird, man. It's something weird here. But one thing I would love to find out about Edinburgh, though, I got to go talk to city management or something, ask them why the fuck does it smell like fucking fart in Edinburgh all the time. Like, me and my boy already was like, dude, this is fucking Fartenberg, man. Like, what the fuck, man? But I'll say that, and let me finish the rest of my
go
sponsorships.
For it, bro. Of course.
Shout out to Concert Culture for providing sound. If you guys need some shit done for sound, man, hit up Matt Rios, hit up Concert Culture. They are fantastic at what they do, man. They've worked with some big name bands. They've done this stuff, man. So hit them up. They got you. Also, Snack Attack, man. I want to give you guys a shout out. Thank you for providing us with all the fucking Jackals Corner masks and the shirts. We really dig them. We thank you. And guys who are listening, we will hit you guys up soon with how you can get one of those shirts on you. So just give it some time, and you'll soon be having Jekyll all over you. So with that being said, let me give it back to Danny Stark, who's going to play his next jam. I'll let him introduce the name of the song and everything. And without further ado, here he is, man, Danny Stark.
Thank you, man. Well, this one is called I Turn Gray. And it's just pretty much about when you're kind of away from town,
Mhm.
away from your home, and you're homesick. And I wrote this song about my city, you know, Edinburgh, Texas, Limbo Town. Love the Valley though. Don't get me wrong. I love all the Valley, RGV, but you know, Edinburgh is my city, man. And
That's where you grew up, man.
yes, sir. So
Get it?
this one's about that, and just all my feelings I have for it.
Right.
Out in the city, you're met by all my brightest lights, and they blind you. Out on the countryside, you're met by all the brightest stars, they shine for you. They're sitting on the porches, they drink beer while they're smoking cigarettes just to wind down. The man on the corner could really use a dime or two from you. Hey, as it fades away, I turn gray. As it fades away, I turn gray. Out in the city, you're met by all the brightest lights, and they blind you. Out on the countryside, you're met by all the brightest stars, they shine for you. Hey, as it fades away, I turn gray. No, 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 no. As it fades away, I turn gray. I turn gray, and I turn gray. I turn gray. And that one is dedicated to Vinny D, boys.
Hell yeah, you heard it here, man. Dedicated out to the one and only Mr. Vinny fucking D, brother. Man, we miss you so much in the Valley, brother. It's not a day goes by that we don't miss you, man. But I want to give a shout out to him too, because he's one of the biggest inspirations for why I do what I do. So every one of you guys out here who is in a local band, thank Vinny for that, because if it wasn't for him inspiring me to do this and believing in me like he did, I would never have ever picked this up. I have two really cool friends in my life right now. One who is out there in Austin, one down here who believed in me so much that put all his equipment into this. And not only that, went out and bought a camera that was going to be sufficing enough to make this even better than it was before. And that's why I give shout outs to my boy Jay, because he does this shit, believes in me, and more people need to start believing in people and stop worrying about all the bullshit, because when people do that, things like this come out of it, which gives everybody who is in anything local a spot to be, a spot to talk and be themselves and not have to worry about the bullshit that is out there that they have to watch out for when they go and talk about their business or their poetry or whatever they do, music, art, anything. If it is local, it is welcome on Jackals Corner for sure. And this would be not able to happen if it wasn't for people like Vinny and Jay who believed in me and pushed me to do this.
Thank you so much to Jay and Vinny for that.
Definitely. And without any other of this, I would not have even been doing this if it wasn't for the fact that Titan Radio gave me a shot. I may not be on there anymore, maybe doing this independent, but there's no love that was lost on that, because I love those guys with everything in me. Those guys are still doing something good. They're still trying to give people a spot to be with local music. And to me, that's awesome, man. That's an ally in my book. That's somebody who I got their back. So I will tell you that much, man. For me, it was just not where I wanted to be, because I want to be able to have the freedom and not have to worry that it falls on anybody else's plate of the way I like to run my podcast. And with that being said, though, let's get back with you, my man. So, man, one thing I do want to give a shout out about this man. Many of you may not know this about this guy, but he's a cool cat, man. This guy takes care of his moms like a good kid, like a good man.
I do love my mama.
This guy is so amazing. This guy will come chill with me and be wanting to still hang and be like, hey, man, I need to go pick up some wings for my mom. She hasn't ate today. And that shit that's amazing, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
That is something that is fucking awesome, because nowadays people don't have respect for their elders for shit. You see it all the time on Facebook. Okay, boomer. Okay, but you know what? That boomer listen to some shit that you should listen to, man. Like, fucking A. Mm-hmm. This is the reason that we're in the pandemics, the situations that we're in today, is because you don't listen to the people that went through this crap.
And we're led by people who, at the same time themselves, don't even respect their own elders.
And that's the thing.
It's like a culture of like disrespect.
You see, look, I may have my problems with my mom, but I goddamn believe I will respect my mom. Best believe that if anybody assaulted my mother in any way, offended her in any way, Lord knows I will stomp their ass out in a heartbeat. But
hell yeah, man, I get you on that.
But
gotta
people,
love your mama.
You got to, because she gave you life. She brought you into this world. You know, I love my daddy to the day's ends. You know, but I'll tell you this: my daddy was a sperm donor. He wasn't the one that gave me life. My mama was the one that gave me life. You know, without her, I wouldn't be here. So I thank my mama for that. We may not see eye to eye on pretty much 99% of everything in the fucking world, but it's my mama, you know, and people need to understand that. You got to love your parents. You got to respect them, because they've been through some shit. They know some shit. Listen to them. Take their fucking word for it, you know, because they've lived through some shit, man. Like, especially people that are in their fucking 70s and 80s, 90s, man, they've seen some shit, you know. So listen to them, man. I find it funny that we believe and listen to these ass wipe of celebrities over these elderly people that like did it. They were through this. Why are we gonna listen to some 23-year-old fucking asshat that doesn't know shit about shit? I would rather listen to that guy that's 60 years old and has seen some shit. I'll tell you this, I will take Benny Levy's fucking advice over fucking any fucking body in Hollywood right fucking now, because that man's lived some shit. That man has told some stories, you know,
Benny
about
Levy.
his shit, man. That guy's been through some shit. Him or fucking Dave from fucking Stokely's, man.
Oh, Dave.
These
Old
guys,
man Dave. Oh,
yeah.
man.
These
I know
guys
that guy.
got some stories to tell because they've been through some shit, you know? And these are the people that we need to be listening to right fucking now. We need to be listening to them. We may think that they're fucking crazy with their ideas, but they know what they're fucking talking about. They know. They've seen this happen. They've seen the outcome. They know. We believe these fucking people that say, oh, I can see the future. This is what's going to happen. We believe them, but we don't believe the people that fucking went through that. Yeah, we're real fucking smart, but we're at the top of the food chain. Come on. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I think, yeah, like that's true because, you know, of course, there's some old people that, you know, have lost their rocker, and then they just they find those moments, you know, and they promote that. But at the end of the day, who are the old people, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, I thought about, I actually had an idea, you know, that I thought about when it was something similar to this, you know what I mean? Like an old person had like made a mistake and cut me off on in the road. He didn't see it, I was there. I could have honked at him and gotten angry, but I said, that's someone's dad, that's someone's mom, you know? And I'm pretty sure that person has seen much more life, you know, that makes me like insignificant compared to them. You know, they've survived, they figured out how to live, they figured out how to survive and maintain themselves. You know, I'm still a young buck that's trying to figure all this shit out right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was like, you know, maybe we should not disrespect the elderly. We should take care of them, you know what I mean?
You think of it like this, you see, back when this pandemic first started, you know, and everybody was going full on idiot and just snatching up all the fucking toilet paper and every freaking thing else in the fucking world that had nothing to do with the fucking illness, but they did what they did. And there was this, I was shopping and there was this old lady there, little bitty, you know, you see her, you just, as a Hispanic, you would see her and be like, that's grandma. You know, looked like all of our Hispanic grandmas, little short lady with her basket, and she grabbing the last jug of fucking milk and put it in her basket, and this little punk ass motherfucker comes up and grabs it out of her fucking basket, and she said, that's mine, and the guy was like, what, and pushed her down. And as soon as he did that, I was like, oh fuck, you're gonna make that sign come out. I have to whoop his ass automatically now. Granted, if he had put the milk in, I could have been cool, but he pushed her. You pushed her to the ground, bro. Like, that's a grandmother. What the fuck,
There's
dude?
some fucked up people out there, man.
They're pushing her. Okay, boomer. What the fuck is that, dude? What the fuck is that, dude? That's not cool, dude.
I know when I had gone to Walmart, you know, when I heard that toilet paper was gone, I was like, what? And then in our place at the time, there was straight up no toilet paper. You know, we didn't have any toilet paper. Like, I was already planning, like, in the next couple of days, like, we weren't out, but we were low, you know. And I was like, okay, I'll go like in like 2 days, you know, like when I'm gonna go for the groceries and everything. But then, like, I just got a call, you know, telling me that, oh, the toilet paper, you know, one of my friends was like, dude, have you been to the store? The toilet paper is gone. I was like, what? So I looked, I went to different Walmarts, and dude, everyone was going crazy, dude. Like, people were just like snatching up all the canned food, like freaking just buying shitloads of canned food and shitloads of. I was like, wow, like, I can't believe what I'm freaking seeing right now. You know, like, people are freaking panicking. Like, should I be panicking? I don't know if I should be panicking. You know, but I was just like, you know, that it's just crazy to see everyone react to that, and then not only that, but as it goes on, you know, I feel like a lot of people, you know, and then like people like getting real into conspiracy theories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
But you know, there's actually, oh my god, I wish I could remember the name of the fucking movie. There's a movie on Netflix. That
I just got Netflix, by the way. I do want to check more shit out on Netflix.
There's a movie on Netflix that was done before coronavirus, right? And on that movie, they don't say the name of the illness, but the way they describe it is exactly coronavirus. Exactly to what's going on now is happening in that movie. Like, what in the actual fuck, you know? Like, what the fuck? But you also got to understand something is that whether there's a conspiracy, whether any of this, because anytime a pandemic has ever happened, it's always a government conspiracy. When AIDS started, they were like, oh, it's the government. Yet when anything has started, cancer, it's a government thing. It's a government thing. It very well may be. Can we do shit about it? No. All we can do is move fucking forward and say, okay, the government's done fucked us again. Now let's fucking move on. But a lot of people get hung up on that conspiracy part and don't focus on, okay, well, it's here now. It's no longer conspiracy. It's here. It's
fact.
So let's attack that.
Like I remember, you know, I had friends literally, you know, like trying to promote like the 5G. Remember 5G?
Yes.
Remember that conspiracy shit?
Fucking A.
Oh my goodness, dude! Just and then you would try to tell them like, no, it's not freaking 5G, bro. It's Corona. I know this because God bless my cousin. He's a nurse. And he's fighting this shit, dude.
Well,
and,
shout out to all you guys that are nurses, man. For real. Doctors, nurses, first responders.
Exactly.
All of you guys. The police force, the fire departments. All you guys that are keeping us safe during this crazy ass time right now. Man, Jackals Corner loves you guys. Respect to you guys. Any of you guys want to come on here and speak? Fucking A, man. You guys are welcome. I love you guys, man. Yes.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, you know, like, you know, going back to social media, you know, like I was reading an article on CBS about the Valley when we were getting hit so hard, people were literally dying in the parking lot of the hospital because there was no beds here.
Yeah.
There was no freaking beds, bro. And people were waiting outside to be seen in the hospital and dying, bro. And my cousin was on the front line on this. You know what I mean? And he was there and he witnessed all this shit. But then, you know, I'm reading these articles and I'm seeing people that are just saying fake news. This is fake news. This is fake news. You know, CBS or whoever it was that was putting out there, you're just lying. You're blowing up the numbers, blah, blah, blah. All kind of just to save face for their president type shit. You know what I mean? And it just like, I can take a lot of internet bullshit because it's just whatever. But that one kind of hurt me or seeing people say that hurt me because
you know the fucking facts.
I know, and it's my community that's suffering, dude. My community is fucking suffering. People are dying. People's grandparents and uncles and even young people, dude. Young people are dying here. And all of a sudden, like there was a lady in a town nearby that she got it, and so did her daughter, her younger daughter, and her daughter died. You know? And like I said, you know, my cousin is battling this on the front lines, and for these people to go out there and say, it's fake news, like that is some fucked up bullshit, dude.
It's some fucked up shit, but you got to also understand something, man. Okay, so let me break it down to you in an easier term. Okay, so a person who takes psychedelics, right? Okay, they're gonna have a different way of thinking than a person who's never done psychedelics, correct? All right. So now we have people who are saying it's fake news. It's the same thing. They can't handle that reality. When you take LSD, it opens a part of your brain where you see things in a different way than other people see it. You see it for the truth. You see. So.
And in their perspective. And in different perspectives too.
Right. You see. So when you have these people say fake news, it's because they can't handle the trip. In another word. You see, they can't handle the fact that, holy fuck, there's this disease, there's this thing that we cannot see, but yet can kill us. Think of that. Think of it in that mentality. And then you get where they're coming from. See, these are the same people that no matter what, still believe we are the only people in the fucking universe, which is the totally most asinine, oxymoron, fucking statement ever. How can we be the only thing in a vast universe that we haven't even discovered all of?
That's the point, dude. Like at the end of the day, this is what troubles me about like countries and borders and all this stuff. You know, it's like one idea that I had was who owns Mars? Who owns the land on Mars? You know,
Elon Musk.
I guess maybe he might, but you know, like there's who owns Saturn? Like is Saturn ownable? You know, like this idea that like people own land and property.
Well, you can own anything for the right price.
But to what point? Well, maybe we'll determine the prices when we get there, right? But damn, like, is everything literally real estate? Is everything out there, this vast fucking world, is that really all? Or, what am I saying? World, you know, universe, you know, galaxies. Shit, you know, for all we know, there could be multiverses out there. You know, a lot of theoretical physicists talk about that type of shit. You know, so. You know, the fact that there might exist a multiverse with, you know, an infinite multiverse.
Well,
so
it has to be true.
When does it all end? You know, or where does all the real estate stop? You know, not everything is real estate.
But this is the thing. Anything that humans touch will become corrupt. The reasoning is because of the fact that we have been raised to believe that money is all and humanity is nothing.
Well, will humans think that way in maybe even the next, like, let's say 100 years? Will there still be money? Like, well, because honestly, like right now,
there'll always be currency in some way, shape, or form. There will always be currency. You won't ever have a world that you're just going to be able to go into a shop and just take something. Mm-hmm. You're always going to have a currency in some way. And I believe that the best currency that we ever had was a barter system, because it was you giving something of yours for something of theirs. It wasn't a thing, your status wasn't settled on a fact of you had all this money. You see, mm-hmm. So say, for instance, you need to get some food for you and your mother. You, in a barter system world, you would be able to say, hey, I will play this music for you, and you will give me this. They say, okay. It's kind of the same aspect as with, except for a shittier version, when, you know, you get booked on a show and they're like, you're like, do I get paid? Do I get beer tickets? Anything like that? And they're like, no, but you get exposure. You know, It's the same thing as that. But you actually benefit out of it because, you know, in the valley,
you at least get something, food.
Yeah,
you know,
food, you get some kind of substance in that. Mm-hmm. And a barter system is a great thing because it works that way. It works as you give me, I give you. It's your work with my work. We work together. You see, it's like with my sponsors, I don't tell them I want a monetary something. I tell them, okay, 5 by 5, spot me some beers. I'll bust them out on my podcast and I'll sponsor them. I'll push them out there.
Great beer, by the way, guys.
Yes.
Great, amazing beer. I recommend the brunette. Very
yes.
very good.
They have all kinds. Speaking of 5 by 5 right now, go ahead and announce a little thing that's going to be in the works. We're not sure when we're going to be doing this segment, but there is going to be an awesome thing that we're going to be doing. It's going to be a 30 minutes added to Jackals Corner. It's going to be the 5 by 5 challenge. What this is going to be is any beer that you think can step to 5 by 5, you come on here during that 30 minutes. We're going to do a blind taste test, everything like that, and judge those beers on that. So you guys out there that are beer drinkers, beer vineyards, beer owners, anything like that has to do with these beers out here locally, worldwide, whatever. You got something that can step to 5 by 5, bring it in here to Jackals Corner. We're going to test that theory. With that being said, man, it's been like a fucking really good time with you, man. I enjoy hanging out with you and talking to you.
All the time, brother.
You're one of my favorite people to talk to because you spark my mind when I talk to you.
I appreciate that, and you do the same to me, bro. Sagittarius, bro.
You
Maybe
know
it's that, you know. and WWE, bro. You already know
yo,
WWE,
we
man.
know,
Hey,
and we need to
shout
get
out to all the
into that.
WWE fans out there, because thank God, like that's what's keeping me like so alive during this pandemic.
Oh, you know it, bro. You know, and actually, freaking AEW fucking did their first broadcast with fucking fans in the audience.
Yes, dude. I haven't seen that. Like I've been concentrating on school lately, so I haven't really been like watching wrestling. I just catch like the highlights lately, but
bro,
I did not know that.
It's fucking awesome, bro.
Congrats to them.
And I'm gonna say, man, wrestling is another part of me that I love so much, bro.
We just relate on that, and
yeah, dude.
So shout out to Wolfpack.
Yes.
You know the group, the Facebook. Yes. Shout out to Wolfpack and any listeners.
I'm gonna give a shout out to our local wrestling fucking heroes, Wrestling Revolution, Cine Re. Guys, fucking sponsor Cine Re. I will share a link. I'm gonna go find it. I will share that link to be able to keep Cine alive, man.
Amen.
Also, guys, get out there and do all you can for this movement called Save Our Stages.
Indeed.
This is a thing to keep doors open to all the independent venue owners like Cinere, Yerb, Hop Shop, The Spot, all the places that we love to go that give us a fucking chance. That is what this is for. So guys, get on this movement. We get on every other kind of movement. This is the movement that matters, because music, at the end of the day, music is the only thing that can take you from sad to happy and from happy to sad. It is the only thing that speaks to the soul. So we need to save that. Fuck everything else. We need to save our souls through music. Save the stages. Let's do this, guys.
Save the motherfucking stages, y'all. Please get on this, because we need these places, and this is our places where we all collect into. This is where we go and we share ideas. And it's not just music. I've seen art vendors at all these places.
Man.
I've seen food vendors and all this stuff. This is a community thing and everyone just brings in their love, and especially here in the valley, there's not too much of that, and we need that. That's what one day, when we're out of this pandemic, that's what's gonna bring us back together again.
Indeed, 1,000%, man.
And that's why we need to save these stages, because they have a lot of history, and they've fought the good fight for us for so long.
They did.
So that's why we need they held that place, and they opened their places, and they, like I said, they fought the good fight for us for a very long time, longer than we've even been alive, for all we know.
Oh, absolutely.
So like I know Cena's been around since in the 40s.
Yeah, it's a historic landmark, man. It's
Hop
been
Shop
forever.
as well. Hop Shop's been since
forever and a day, dude.
So we need these places, because they've been fighting the fight for us for a long time.
Yeah, dude.
They kept a safe space for love and art and expression.
Exactly, and that's why I stand behind all these places, because people need to understand that without these places, you have no place to play your music, no place to do your art, none of that.
Exactly.
We will have to go back to playing on the street, and hopefully not a cop coming and fucking with us because we are disturbing the peace. So let's take care of the people who take care of us. Let's take care of the people that believe in our dream more than they believe in their dream.
Amen.
So let's get on this movement, man. We need to save our stages, man. The government's trying to fuck us and not give out those loans that are going to keep these places open and save them. So we need to step up, and we need to let our government know we will not stand for this.
And vote, folks. Please vote. You can complain about the way things are, but you need to go out there and vote.
Yes.
You need to vote. You need to make your voice heard. Please vote, no matter how you can. I know there's a pandemic. Figure out a way. Early voting. There's always early voting. I personally early vote all the freaking time. Every time that I've gone to early vote, I was the only person there, and that was before the pandemic. Early voting. So yeah. I definitely encourage you, if you want to make your voice heard, you want to make a difference, vote. Because there's the mail-in voting. I know that's up for debate in a lot of places. In Texas, it probably won't happen because of the way the government is here. But early voting, like I said, if you're scared of the pandemic, like I said, I would go early voting before the pandemic.
Yes.
Nobody there. I would be the only one voting at that. I would just show up. They're open at any point. I would show up at any time. Googled it. Well, where they having early voting? You know, I know
Yeah.
University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, they've always got it. So
Definitely.
so let's vote. Let's vote this year, guys.
And if you guys are having problems getting to that voting poll, understand that you can look it up. There are people that will drive you to the voting polls and take you there. There is websites out there looking your voting stuff. Vote. Understand, you do not need to vote red, blue, or any other color. Vote what you feel, man. Get out there and make your voice heard. Make this vote the one that America understands. We will no longer stand for other people telling us the way we need to live. We know what we want. We know what we need. Now it's time for our government to do their job and make it fucking happen. This is your time to make that happen.
Amen, bro.
So, guys, man, with that being said, we are going to close this session of Jackals Corner. I want to thank 5x5 for sponsoring us. Guys, get out there tomorrow, 4 o'clock p.m. Get out there to 5x5 and get yourself some of that new beer that they just brewed. It is blessed by the Cowboy Priest. Get yourself out there and get it. You guys are going to regret it if you don't. It stands at a strong 9.17.
Woo.
So get your butts out there. Remember, guys, this is not a beer to chug. This is a beer to sip, to drink, enjoy the taste, because it will fuck you up if you chug it. So do not do that, guys. Also,
unless you're trying to.
Also, with that being said, please be responsible when drinking 5x5. Get yourself a Lyft. Get yourself an Uber if you feel like you cannot drive. If you're at a friend's house, which you should be at a home while drinking 5x5 right now. So if you're drinking 5x5, you're at a friend's house, tell them, hey, man, I'm too fucked up. Let me crash out. You know, there is no reason to let your pride be hindered when you're asking for a place to crash when you're too fucked up, or an Uber or a Lyft, man. Remember, man, it's either your pride or you die. So don't worry about that, man. Your pride can kill you, man. So just let you stay at home, man. Stay at home, drink your beers. Maybe everybody's doing curbside, so be smart about it, man. We don't need any more tragedy happening in 2020.
Amen.
Yeah, fuck that shit, man. So with all that being said, guys, I love you guys. Peace and love to you guys. I'm gonna hand it over to Danny Stark and see if he has any final words. Danny Stark.
Yes, sir. Just thank you, Steven. You're one of my best friends, and you know I love you, bro. I fucking love you.
Yeah, man.
I love you too, Jay. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
And I love my family. I love my friends. They mean the fucking world to me. I swear to God, they mean everything to me. And I love my country. I love the people. I love America. I love Americans. And I just wanted to say God bless you guys. I hope that that we can come together and find the common ground and find love within each other. And that's it.
Definitely, man.
I want us to love each other. So let's do it. Like, stop making excuses. Let's fucking love each other.
There you go, brother. There you go. And want to give a big old shout out to somebody I should have gave a shout out to in the beginning. I want to give a shout out to Con Fire, man.
David Con.
Fucking love
brother.
you, Con. You're my brother from another mother for the day until the day I die, brother. One of these times we got to come on here and me and you were just talking in an Indian voice the whole time and just fuck everybody up, right? But man, I love you, brother. One of these times we're gonna get together and watch some fucking pay-per-view of wrestling, bro.
We will.
Hell yeah, bro. We got one coming up, so you're invited to my house. My house is gonna be the place for it, man. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, support local, man. The government is not supporting our local establishments right now.
Local music, local businesses, everything. Local. Love your community.
We need to right now embrace our local establishments. Government's not helping them. Nobody's helping them. And it's not just a business. It's not the building that's closing down. It's a part of our community. That is somebody's livelihood. That is somebody's way to feed their family. And all they're doing is providing a good thing to the community. So go give back to these places. Give back to local. If you can find it local, buy it local. Purchase local, support local art, support local music, give it to the locals. We need it more than anything right now. More than anything, we need the support of the community to give love back to the local scene. So that goes further than music, art, and everything that goes to businesses, establishments, anything. Give it back to them.
Go to your favorite places.
Yes.
The little places you like to go, whether food. I like to go to card shops and all this stuff. You know? Give them your business, guys. If you can, let them know that you still care. Let them know that you're still there, that you're still a fan.
Definitely, man. And with that being said, man, couldn't have said it better myself. With that being said, peace and love and unity to you guys. Until next time, join me next Thursday for Jackals Corner at 8 p.m. on YouTube. I will be sitting down with the guys of 40 Caliber Kiss. We're gonna fucking rock the shit out of that, man. Do they got some new shit coming out? Who knows? Are they gonna do butt chugs with beer? Who knows? Only way you're gonna find out is by tuning in on the same fucking crazy channel, YouTube.